Here is a 5-day travel itinerary of Osaka in Japan. Hi, my name's Emily and welcome to my Japan travel series. My journey to Osaka began on the bullet train from Hiroshima. This is one of the cleanest and most efficient modes of transport I have ever taken, not to mention the fastest. Be sure to grab a bento box or snack pack for your journey. Fun fact, it is not customary to eat on public transport in Japan, however, etiquette does allow to eat on the bullet train journey. Osaka is Japan's largest metropolitan area and known as the economic hub. Highlights of this vlog include Dotonbori, the famous markets and viral food that's available, Universal Studios and particularly how to get into the Nintendo world, and of course the Pokémon Cafe. My journey in Osaka began traveling to Nara Park, which is very close to the Buddhist temple called Tenji Temple. Nara Park is incredible and the deer are very sweet. You are allowed to give them appropriate treats here. We then made our way to the Osaka Museum of History. This is home to some incredible views of Osaka itself. Pro tip, in order to save money, get a double entry pass into Osaka Museum and Osaka Castle. Osaka Museum is one of the largest museums I have ever seen and has many structures and designs that have been rebuilt to show the history of what Japan and particularly Osaka looked like in the past. Leave some time in your itinerary to admire the beautiful structures that the Osaka Museum has to offer. We then went to Osaka Castle, home to Japan's royalty in its day. It is now largely a museum of artifacts of the past and has incredible views of Osaka as well. There is quite a line to get in. If you're ever hungry in Japan, always go to 7-Eleven for a pit stop. They have incredible snacks. We then commuted back to Osaka Station in order to get our luggage that was stored in a storage locker. These storage units are really convenient and very affordable, but be sure to check the measurements and not bring a suitcase that is too large. We then made our way to Dotonbori, where we had dinner and a very early sleep, as the next day was going to be a very early start. Day 2 in Osaka. We had a 5 a.m. wake up in order to get to Universal Studios Japan. While we did book tickets through a website called Klook, which included an express pass into Nintendo World, many reviews said that the demand is so high that some people don't even make it in despite being inside Universal Studios Japan. In order to guarantee our entry, we arrived at Universal Studios at 6:30 a.m. to line up for the 8:30 a.m. opening. A lot of people actually bring mats and the lines are extremely organized. It was actually really fun to wait in line here. At the 8:30 a.m. opening, we ran fast in order to make it to Nintendo World and we were one of the first few people to actually get in, so it was so worth the early morning rise. Pro tip, if you're planning on going to Universal Studios to get into Nintendo World, go between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, as Friday, Saturday, Sunday is really popular, which means more waiting lines and less chance of you actually getting into Nintendo World. Once we got in, the first thing I got was a power-up band. By the way, these are very expensive, so if you're going in a group, you can just share it and experience all of the power-up quests. We then took some photos and ran into Yoshi's Adventure, one of my favorite rides and probably my highlight of the entire Japan trip. If you've ever played Mario Kart, it's just like being in the game. It is incredible. Down to the music, down to the atmosphere, everything is just so great. You can also spot Princess Peach's castle that was in the Mario movie that came out in 2023. When you're in Nintendo World, make sure to do all the quests possible as it is really fun and part of the whole experience. You can also see references to other Mario things such as Super Mario Bros. Our next ride was actually inside Bowser's castle. Wow, this is so cool. And the ride is called Mario Motors. Pro tip, in order to save time and avoid being in the line, go in as a single. This basically means that you'll be the fourth person in a group of 3. While you don't get to ride with your friends, you actually save a lot of time and the experience is really nice. That means that you can go twice or maybe even 3 times. Make sure to do all the power-ups, and there's actually places where you can see your power-up score. This really brings me back to the Mario Kart days. And this is the bonus ride that you get once you have the power-up band. We then ran into some familiar faces. They're the Mario and Luigi brothers. Mr. Toad is hiding somewhere in there in the crowd. And this is Princess Peach. Right outside Nintendo World is a perfect spot for a good photo, and Japan is so organized that everyone waits in line. We then wandered around Universal Studios. Be sure to take a photo of the map as it is quite large. Our second stop was Despicable Me World. This world is actually largely for younger children, and the rides was a 4D ride, but it wasn't super interesting. We also went into the Spider-Man ride, which was really cool, and also the Jurassic Park dinosaur roller coaster was amazing. And here's my number 2 highlight of Universal Studios, Harry Potter World. Yes, it is as amazing as you can think it is. Pro tip, everyone dresses up at Universal Studios Japan, but the costumes can be quite expensive. So if you're really interested, you can bring your costumes from outside or make your own. I actually bought my Mario hats from Tokyo. A lot of people actually ordered their Harry Potter robes from Amazon and was already wearing it, as the robes in Universal Studios are about 500 AUD and the wands are about 200 AUD. We then found Hogwarts, which is as amazing as the movies describe it. We then stayed in line for the Hogwarts roller coaster. It was really cool. And then got some butterbeer, which is as amazing as it sounds. There are a few performances in Harry Potter World as well. It's definitely worth the wait. We then walked around a few of the stores in Universal Studios, as everything is decorated to be so amazing. I then had lunch at Jurassic Park. And here is the famous car. This is one of Hollywood's cafes. It looks like an old diner, really incredible. There's also Snoopy's cafe. I finally found Mario's cafe and had a Mario sandwich. It was a long line, but very worth it. I then walked past the Hollywood Walk of Fame to the gift shops to buy some souvenirs. And I also found the Pokémon cafe. By the way, Universal Studios has a 2 p.m. parade, which I missed, but I highly recommend everyone go see it. It's only at 2 p.m, so if you miss it, you don't get it again. Here is the Hollywood Drive-In Diner, which is actually not a drive-in, and this is the Snoopy ride, which was really fun as well. I then had to go back to Nintendo World to see it at night in its glory. And I also went back to Harry Potter World to see that at night as well. Incredible. By the way, I actually went on a Wednesday in April, but by 5 p.m. everyone from work and school also come in, so try to get in as early as possible in order to have less crowds and enjoy more. And here's the famous Universal Studios globe in every single one in the world. Day 3 started off as street karting. Be sure to get your international driving license and use the costumes. It might be baggy, but it gets quite dusty and this will save your outfit for the day. We then walked around Osaka and had some boba tea at this really cute cafe. And up next is Osaka's best observation deck and viewing area, Harukas 300. I highly recommend everyone go here. And paying extra for the helicopter landing deck tour is incredible. There's no glasses here, you can see everything in Osaka. It is absolutely amazing. A few tips on Osaka: bring a coin purse as the money is largely in cash currency. Also, tripods, while super handy, are actually not allowed in a lot of tourist attractions, including observation decks and in Universal Studios. At this observation deck, even the bathrooms are amazing. Look at this view. And here's a quick time lapse of the city of Osaka. So amazing. We then walked around Osaka City to have some dinner. The food is actually really affordable here. And if you're looking for matcha Kit Kats, I actually found a lot in the local pharmacy. Perfect for a gift back to your loved ones. And now, the famous Osaka Dotonbori. We had to see the Running Man, and the crowds get bigger and bigger every day. This guy is really famous. Pro tip, there's actually very different areas you can view this, so try to get a 360 view by walking around Dotonbori. They have really great desserts in Osaka as well. This macaron is incredible. Also in Dotonbori is the viral cheese coin. It's actually as amazing as it looks. Day 4 in Osaka had a very early start as I really wanted to get a spot in the Pokémon cafe. The online bookings are always booked out by bots, so don't worry if you don't have a reservation. Just get there really early and try to go off-peak Monday to Thursday. You can then get a cancellation spot once the restaurant actually opens. I lined up outside, and once the restaurant opened at 9, I went upstairs, lined up for 30 minutes and got a cafe opening cancellation spot at 12 p.m. I then wandered around the shopping center and at 12 p.m. got my seat. It was absolutely incredible. The food is really pretty but not super tasty, but still really lovely for a true Pokemon fan. I also saw giant Pikachu. Try to get a spot in the front as Pikachu actually doesn't walk around the cafe, but if you get a spot in front you can see Pikachu up close. The cafe is really incredible and the artwork is actually really amazing. I wish I could go here again. And right next to the Pokemon cafe is the Pokemon Center. The one in Osaka is actually a lot bigger than the one in Kyoto and had a lot more Pikachus than I expected. I luckily got a few back for some friends at home. By the way, the Pokemon Center has a really long line, so try to pick what you want quickly and line up. At the shopping center where the Pokemon Cafe is located, there's actually a lot of great food and desserts on the ground floor, so be sure to check that out, and you can then go to the rooftop to chill. I made sure to get the famous Japanese cheesecakes while I was there. You can actually see exactly how it is made from the windows while you're waiting in line. It tastes incredible. Now while in Osaka, I actually did not have that great a luck having shopping, but please be my guest. Now on day 5, which is our last day in Osaka, we actually took the day just to walk around Dotonbori and Osaka and explore, have some cafe food, and just enjoy our time here. This is our accommodation, which we booked through Airbnb. We then checked out of our accommodation and took the train to a shopping center that was close to Osaka Airport, where we chilled and had some lunch. I made sure to try the viral matcha pancakes while I was here, and of course back to 7-Eleven to get another strawberry sandwich. Be sure to like this video if it helped and subscribe for more Japan content. And last but not least, we went back to the airport for our flight home.